Welcome to Liberencia, where the gold chains of fate bind and guide gods and mortals alike. This is Extreme Advantage.
Previously on Extreme Advantage. We start with Corliss in a hotel room, having a letter that invites him to hunt down a monster within the city of Heroes Hold. Then we flash over to the gate, and a small kobold approaches the city, meets a guard named Mr. Drunk, who chases him into the city. Meanwhile, Lauren, the mechanic man who owns a shop within the city, running it with his deformed and very scary-looking assistant, is being hit on by a very creepily charismatic tavern owner, and Rorik, the man with a small pet turtle, finding his way through the ancient secrets of the city. They meet in the center of the city and make an alliance to adventure with one another before trying to find Corliss's friend to hunt down the creature from the Emerald Plains. We start the episode with them having just jumped down into the entrance to the tunnels beneath the city.
Welcome back, everybody, to Extreme Advantage. Woo! So we had a question posed, curious about the podcast we're making and the campaign we're running, and she asks, what was the inspiration behind creating your character? I, as the dungeon master, have too many characters to pick from, so I'm going to instead turn this over to our players.
No, introduce all of them
stars.
right now.
Okay, so we'll start with...
No.
Orphan number one.
But no, let's go ahead and go over just what was the basic inspiration behind your character.
So for Corliss Mulligudi, my inspiration came from the previous campaign that we ran. Towards the end of that campaign, with the Dreamquake and everything, my character had a lot to do with dreams and the Twilight Realm, and I kind of wanted to build off of that, and I thought it'd be fun to also jump into a guild that was already in the world. Dragon's Calvary sounded pretty cool. They guard the wall. The wall is an important thing. And then I wanted to expound on that. So that's kind of where it came from, is a lot of previous campaign inspiration for Corliss.
Were you there when the wall attacked?
Yeah!
The wall attacked.
I was defending the realm from the wall.
The wall. Not what the wall was defending against.
This is Hunter playing Lauren von Kierstein. My inspiration creating this character, my last character in our campaign was a barbarian who was really quite dumb.
What a Chad.
He was such a Chad.
Such a Chad.
That was his name, actually, in our campaign. Yeah.
Me too.
But he knew no magic, like, whatsoever. So I wanted to switch it up and quite literally do the opposite of what I was doing last campaign. And then also, funny enough, while I was creating my character, I was watching Loki, and that deals a lot with time and, time travel and stuff. And so I thought it would be cool to incorporate that element into my character and kind of make it part of his whole thing, in that he's an inventor who invents, mechanized automatons made from clocks. So it was all very thematic, centered around time, just because it's a very cool concept for me.
All right, Magic Man.
The inspiration behind Rorik was, not anything really excited. I thought it'd be funny for my character to be very small and then grow to a lot larger. His name is Rorik Finnegrow.
Is he finna grow?
We figured that out during the first character introductions.
Yeah. So, I wanted somebody that was interesting to play, because I think I've played a lot of magic, like spellcasters, and I wanted to go more towards martial fighting.
Solid. My name is Devin. I am the father of Scheme. The inspiration for Scheme came directly from my previous character, who was the exact same. A kobold by the name of No Guard. So I really tried to work in that character, because I feel like I resonated with that character really well last campaign into this one. And so this is just essentially a clean slate redo of that character, because I can only play one type of character in D&D, and that's just a crackhead short person.
He says he can only play one character, but let me tell you, it is quite possibly one of the funniest things you will ever hear.
Yeah, honestly, it is.
Like, it is such a great character to listen to.
Our entire party was built around him. Like our
Real quick for the listeners. Sorry, give us No Guard's catchphrase.
Don't touch me. I feel like I can't let go of a friend that I'm no longer. Yeah, that he's like a dog to me.
Okay, Keanu Reeves, John Wick.
Yeah, I'm John Wicking right now, but instead of fighting the mafia, I'm just replaying Nilgard.
You know, guys, as a dungeon master, this is actually one of the proudest things I can see is to see players that are using their experiences in the past to grow and create new characters. That you don't get to just see characters grow, but you get to see your players grow as well. This is a genuine, like, it makes me happy that the campaign we played, and I wish you guys could have participated. It was seriously some of the funnest times I've had in my life. But it's been great to see these guys that I love and cherish grow as well.
Aw,
You can't
thanks,
see
Dad.
tender.
He's got like a
in the
tear in
heart
his eye.
region.
It's so cute.
We got a hole to jump into and
One
baddies to
tear.
fight.
Let's battle.
With that being said, let's get started. You guys land inside the hole, the sewers of Heroes Hold. Not much water flows through here these days. It's filled up with plenty of gross bodily fluids, as well as stone from the buildings and the road that once ceilinged it. As you look down towards the south, you can see the hole kind of extend a little further until it ends on the main road. As you look towards the north, towards the center of the city, all you see is darkened tunnel. No light sources and nothing to guide you except for the tunnel itself. Who wants to venture forth first?
I will, but before I do,
Do you have something?
I have the Eyes of Night. And as an action, I can provide all of my amigos dark vision to a range of 300 feet.
My man.
And that will
You, your
last
man.
for an hour.
That's beautiful.
My player law dictates that I also have to just mention I have dark vision.
Do you?
Yeah.
I also have dark vision.
Is it as good as 300?
As the
No,
dungeon
that's
master,
the benefit.
as the dungeon master, I have to let you know, I don't care if you have dark vision.
That's fine. I was just fulfilling my
in
duty.
the tunnel.
You guys can just see.
Keep in mind, I do want to clarify that dark vision does not mean you see everything, and you do not see color either.
Along those lines, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand real quick and give it my torch to just carry in front.
Okay, so why have dark vision?
Now we're blinded.
Now we can't see it except for the
You guys
range of
can't
your
see.
mage hand.
You guys can't see color. I can.
Nope. Now we
Turn all the
can.
lights of the night vision goggles on. I'm just kidding.
But
No,
I'll
honestly,
cast Mage
it'll
Hand
work pretty well.
And just send it like 10 feet in front of us to kind of.
So it just
hover
means
in
you'll
front
be
of us.
able to see colors and things around in that area, but beyond that, you'll still
fades to
see.
gray.
It fades to
But
gray.
that way, if anything attacks, it'll hit the hand first, and we'll know.
as long as it's in front of you.
Yes.
I start moving my left and right leg in tandem in the direction that we need to be heading.
So you're jumping.
Propelling
So
yourself
you're,
forward.
you're just stepping back and forth.
I'm walking.
Okay, there we
Walking
go.
or are you in tandem? So you're like.
Yeah.
just
Are you
jumping?
doing a cha-cha?
I'm rocking 5 hours of sleep. I'm walking in that direction.
All right, let's
All right.
go.
You guys begin moving forward inside of the tunnel. For the first 15 minutes, really nothing happens. You're in dark, sewery tunnels. There's not much to experience here. There's not many sights to behold besides gray walls in front of you.
This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, for a guy in the desert, absolutely. This
Holy
is
crap.
stunning craftsmanship. Just
Truly.
indoor plumbing.
Revolutionary. We
Revolution.
used to just buried in the sand like a cat.
What's a cat?
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you when you're older.
the lesser filia.
Right.
Anyways, you guys move forward, slinking through this tunnel. For the first 15 minutes, nothing interesting happens. But after a few moments, you feel the temperature begin to drop and your nostrils begin to burn a little bit with each breath. Corliss, I want you to give me a perception check.
I perceive at a nat 20.
Let's go.
Magnificent. You hear it before you see it. As you are walking through, you hear the familiar sounds of wet rope against stone, wet rope against fluid, wet rope against flesh.
I don't know if I like the phrase "wet rope against fluid."
I mean, there's fluids in there.
I understand. Lots of
Sloshy.
Flesh?
It
Or
is
the thing.
familiar to you. You've heard this
Yeah,
before.
this is it.
You hear the vibrations. Flickers don't speak. It's believed that they don't even have vocal cords to really make sounds. But their body slaps on the ground. Their body collides with things, it is easily identifiable when you have the experience. As you look forward, the torch illuminates 10 feet in front of you and a little bit beyond that, so you can see a little bit. But after that, you just see the gray scale of the tunnel. But as you pay attention a little bit more, and with your natural 20 perception, you realize that the tunnel is oddly shaped. That the tunnel seems to be breathing even, shrinking and growing, with the ever so occasional rope swinging from one side to the other. You know there's a flicker down this tunnel. You don't know if it's seen you. You don't know if it's waiting for you. Now give me a nature check.
No. My perception, stellar. My nature, booty cheeks.
With this, though, this is a nature check in regards to a flicker, something you know. I'm going to grant you extreme advantage.
He said the thing.
All right.
Go.
James,
So
that's not a
first
that's,
one is 18.
that's not a normal D&D thing.
No.
The
Extreme
second one
advantage is a rule that I came up with for when players are doing something very specific with their characters, or they have done all of the preparation they could possibly do to not only give themselves advantage, but to near guarantee their success. And that is what I call extreme advantage. It's just a little bit of a nudge on normal advantage. You roll 3 d20s on top of that. I do have another rule on top of it, in which I call ultimate advantage, when you roll a number of d20s equal to your level. To try and emphasize this is something you should win.
Well, with extreme advantage, I rolled 18.
18?
Twice.
18 twice. Hey, that's still pretty dang solid.
One.
You've fought flickers a lot in your life. You've defended the wall many times, and at the Dreamquake, you've fought more than you could possibly count. You know this is strange. Flickers are always moving. Flickers are always attacking. They do not wait. They do not plan, and they do not ambush. They devour, they melt, and they destroy. This is not normal.
Guys, this is a different situation than I've ever seen before. Flickers don't behave like this. Flickers don't sit still, they don't relax, they rush you, they charge you, they are mindless and killing machines. And yet one of them is here and it looks like it actually has intelligence to wait for us.
So should I start blasting or?
I'd be ready for that.
Do you point it out to Scheme?
As in terms of
What you've noticed and everything. Do you point it? And
yeah,
everything
so
you
I'm,
can see it?
so I'm
Okay.
pointing to the walls and how they're, cause the walls are pulsating, correct?
Yes.
Expanding, contract.
And there's also something swinging.
Yep. Like the occasional little rope and stuff like that.
Is it the walls around us right now, or is it further down the tunnel?
It is further down the tunnel, and that's what I was going to explain. It's about 30 feet down the tunnel.
So close to where the
do-
torch is.
I do point this out. There is something swinging up there.
I did hear a weird sound coming from down the tunnel. Like, is that what we're
That is the flicker. We are approaching it if we're not already at it, and right up there, about 30 feet in front of us, something is swinging. I imagine that's what's creating the sound.
I mean, this
could
is
get dicey.
this is what we're here for, right? Like, this is
Well, we're also
all
here
part of
to
the mission.
find Tomlin, though, and the fact that he's not here, and I think that we've already encountered the flicker, does not bode well. This flicker, like I said, is behaving differently. Tomlin may have been overwhelmed by it.
Is Tomlin by any chance arcane? Does he have any magical abilities?
A bit. He's primarily known for fighting with his fists.
You did say he was a monk earlier, didn't you?
Yes.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic to see if there's anything down there that is resonating magic.
Okay. You begin your detect magic spell. As you do so, you hear it even louder. It's moving. At the sense of your arcane magic being poured out, it is starting to back away from you ever so slightly. You can tell that there is something living down there, but it's almost like static getting in through your detection. You're not sure what you're detecting, as it just scatters until it's outside the range of your spell. Corliss, never once has a flicker ran away.
It ran away.
That's not possible. Flickers do not run away from you. They
what it
fight
did
to
this
the
way.
death.
They are instinctful
This
creatures.
may not be a flicker.
Okay, everybody be extra careful. This is something that I've never dealt with before. It may already be too late for us to back out.
Scheme ain't scared.
I like your grit scheme.
Thank you. I worked on it.
Yeah.
No. Something about the flickers to be aware of. They sound wet because they're coated in acid. Don't let it touch you or it will burn you. That acid, though, is flammable. They are weak to fire. So let's keep that in mind as we venture forward.
I take a couple steps towards the flicker. Does it seem to still
It
retreat?
doesn't react.
Does it react? Okay. So I walk towards it and I start lighting off the cantrip Sparking Grasp, which is just, I create electricity in my hand. If I just start lighting that up in my hand as I walk towards it, does it seem to react?
At first, it does not. But after a couple moments, it begins to approach very slowly, like an octopus on a glass
Starts
tank.
coming closer.
Okay.
And it's clinging from the ceiling?
Yes. As you kind of get like more and more glimpses of it in between the bursts of your light, and you can actually see the colors and the shapes, you can see that the walls have begun to melt away around the shape of this creature, and that you can see that it's not just encapsulating the walls, but it's melted away to go further out of it. This creature is much larger than you imagined it to be.
Whoa, mama.
Give me a perception check.
Hey, somebody with more HP, come in front of me.
Scheme, give me a perception check.
Hey, I do that sometimes. Ooh, that's a nat 5, which makes it a 9.
Okay.
Yeah,
In
baby.
between the flashes, you get a little nervous and you can't focus on anything else and you don't notice anything, according to your knowledge.
Okay, I'm gonna start rapidly backing up and letting somebody with more HP.
As you
more than
begin to
24
back
HP.
up, the faster you back up, the faster it approaches. It senses you're scared.
How close is it at this point?
At this point, with
'Cause, like, we
Scheme
can see.
backing up, it's maybe 20 feet away.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna
jeez.
cast Ray of Frost.
Okay. You cast Ray of Frost. Is that a roll to hit or do I make a save?
Let's roll to hit.
Yeah.
Roll to hit, my friend.
It's a 12 to hit.
12 to hit. As you launch this ray of frost out, you see the vines of this being just kind of shape itself around the ray as you just make contact with the wall and stone instead of the flesh of the creature.
I don't like that one bit.
And it freezes, stops for a second, watching, thinking, waiting.
This clearly has intelligence.
At least a semblance of it.
What was your buddy's name again?
Tomlin.
Hey, do you know Tomlin? I yelled to the flicker.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. That I am good at. That is a 22.
22. You throw that out there. Do you know Tomlin? Give me an insight check now.
Holy schmoly, we're making progress here. 19.
19. As you say that, you see a shiver run through the cords of this creature. It heard you.
And it seemed like it understood him?
Can I make an animal handling?
Was that a yes?
check?
Yes, that is a yes.
Okay.
Sorry, an animal handling?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. What is the goal?
Maybe I have to make a perception check even before this. I want to like feel it, grasp it, and then see if there are tentacle like rope things.
So as you look over at it, in the little flicker of the torchlight, you can tell that there aren't any tentacles. But as you touch it, you feel the familiar sting of the acid. The entire tunnel is coated in it.
The whole
It
time.
feels like a coating, like it's left a residue, but it's not
Exactly.
like it's alive.
yeah.
Okay.
Gee whiz, I am almost at a loss because I'm very afraid to make any rash decisions right now.
I'll keep making rash decisions. I'm good
Oh,
at those.
no.
Can you take us to Tomlin?
Hang on. How much fire magic do you know?
A decent amount. I lied when I said I didn't do fire.
Now, if I were to make you invisible,
Mm-hmm.
would you be willing to get closer and ambush it?
Sure, what the heck?
I don't think it would really hunt people based off of sight. I gesture to Corliss. Do you know if it's attracted to people based off of sight at all?
The best way to describe a flicker is instinct.
Yeah, they'll stop at nothing to kill you. The fact that we are not fighting this thing and we are standing here and it is there is abnormal.
It's toying with us.
And the fact that we have been able to, I don't know if it's toying with us. It has been reactive. It has receded from us. It has advanced towards us, but it is cautious. And you spoke to it and it listened.
Yeah, let me just test the water. Let me see if I can continue to speak to it.
Go for it.
Okay.
I cast guidance.
Yeah, boy.
Your D4.
Hunter has handed me the D4 for you audience at home. I feel very guided. So I'm gonna go turn back towards the flicker and say, "Could you take us to Tomlin?"
Give me a persuasion check.
I've got a +8 to that, baby. That's a 13, 21 plus guidance. The D4 gives me an additional 1, so that's 22.
22.
22.
You speak the words, and you feel the words make contact with the beast as it begins to approach even closer. Maybe 10 feet from you at this point, slowly and deliberately, one thin tentacle at a time.
Okay, I'm gonna say this is we're making good progress. I
Yeah.
like my personal space though.
You start to back up as it finally enters into the firelight, and you, Corliss, finally see the familiar black tar-like creature. Each tentacle the thickness of a small little rope, dozens upon dozens of them, each with its own mind, it appears, all tangled together in a strange, incohesive mess. As it slowly approaches you, you almost feel like there's a mind in it, like something can see you.
Tomlin?
As you say the name Tomlin, you see it shiver once again.
Tomlin, are you in there?
You see it shiver again. As you see the small bundle of where the dragon's cavalry would consider the heart to be, where all the tentacles kind of come and converge on themselves with no actual solidity to it whatsoever, kind of drops down and almost wants to speak to you.
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on this creature.
You cast Detect Thoughts, and you hear a voice, a deep, powerful voice. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, that's an 11.
11.
It's almost a 2.
Immediately when this voice enters your mind, zero protection from sound waves or ears, directly into your mind as you're connected to this creature, you hear the voice. Analyze, seek, understand, and then regroup. Someone is commanding this creature, someone with a voice so deep that it feels like gravity pulls you in itself. You fall to your knees under the weight of the voice in your mind, terrified to your core. But what you understand now is that there is a mind inside the flicker, and someone is controlling it.
I would like to mind link.
All right. You link with the mind. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Maybe explain what does mind link mean?
I
Or
can
like,
speak with it telepathically.
okay, cool. This is just like a
It
class
just
feature.
speaks.
Yep.
It's a feat.
Cool. No, this is a
Oh, no, it's a race
feature.
That's a nat one.
But wait,
Oh my god.
the voice. Unfortunately, it's resistance that you would want for it. Anyways,
My bad.
the voice. The moment the cold black weight of this voice enters your mind, you plummet to the ground. There's a tinge of familiarity to it, but there is nothing but power and fear. The commands it gives to this beast almost feel as if you should be obeying it.
Oh dear. Can I respond? Can I speak?
To the creature itself, right now you're only hearing the thoughts in its head, and the only thoughts it hears is this voice. You're going to have to overcome the voice.
I'm gonna scream out, basically in my mind, for Tomlin.
Okay. So
Are
with
you
the
in there?
mental strength that you're executing right there, I'll allow you to do either an intelligence or a wisdom saving throw. Which
Yes!
one would you prefer?
Wisdom.
That's what I thought.
Nailed it.
I have advantage of wisdom saving throws. 17.
17. As you kind of pierce through the mind, it's like a wall that you are punching through, bashing it in with your knuckles, but instead with your own mental fortitude. After a few hits, you finally get a crack into the actual mind of what's in this beast. And you hear the voice of Tomlin. Corliss, the flickers. And you hear him writhe out in pain as he is being forced to succumb to whatever horrors are before him by this voice. They can change us. There's an army of them. Below the city, there's too many of them. As you feel the weight around his mind shrink, crushing it, dominating it. Soon Tomlin will be no more. You have maybe one more question before your friend is gone.
How's your day been?
Who is this voice? Why is it
homie?
familiar? Why is this voice familiar to me?
The cavalry. They're lost in the plains. He came back. And before he can finish the last word, you feel the brain crush underneath the gravity of this being.
I unsheath my sword.
At this point, nothing but flicker remains. No control, no intelligence. One command. Kill.
As soon as
Everyone
you
roll for
unsheath-
initiative.
Yes! It's time.
As soon as you unsheath your sword, I tense up,
Oh dear.
ready for combat.
So 9.
No dex. I got a dirty 20.
Nice.
I got a 17.
Ethan gave me advantage. My first roll was a 3 + 2, 5. My second roll was a nat 20 + 2, 22.
Let's
And
go.
getting a nat
and
20
roll.
on your initiative roll, does that give
Also
you
gives
anything
you-
special?
Yeah, it gives you advantage on your first attack
first
or
attack.
skill
Heck
check.
We love,
yeah.
we love
Well
our James
done.
rules. Cool. So we're in a pretty narrow tunnel.
20
And-
feet wide, 20 feet high.
Okay.
20 by 20.
Oh, 20 feet high?
So that's a big beef.
Be mindful, I said that these things are flammable and the
Oh, I
is
am-
coated.
I am.
with the
I
acid.
am well prepared. Wait, are you saying that I'm gonna blow up the place?
Probably.
Ah.
The walls are coated with this acid. If you ignite something, we're more than likely all gonna go up in a blaze. Before we do anything, I just need to let you know
Be
that.
careful.
Okay. We have entered combat, ladies and gentlemen. The first person who's on the tippy toes of initiative here is none other than Scheme, who wasn't sure about getting into this fight at first, but thanks to the vigilant blessing of his newfound companion, is actually gonna take the initiative.
You sound just like the announcer from Legend of Korra.
But Lauren, you are next on deck, so be ready with what you want to do
Indeed.
after Scheme.
Indeed.
Cool. So originally I was thinking of blasting this bad boy with Scorching Ray, but because the whole place is all flammable, acidy, I shall reconsider. So instead, where am I standing in relation to the flicker?
As of right now, you know Corliss is in the front. You went up and then you came back to be right behind him, so you're right behind him. The flicker is maybe 20 feet away from him.
20 feet in front of me. Corliss is right in front of me.
Yep.
Let's just see what happens. I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt, which is just a bolt of energy. Depending upon what I roll, it may come out as different types of damage.
So you might blow us up.
So I might blow us up, but there's only a chance. I luckily it's
short podcast.
probably not because I only rolled a 12 to hit.
All right, you throw out this chaos bolt. What does it look like?
So it comes out as kind of this shifting colored bolt of energy. The damage type would be determined upon the hit, and so it just looks like a chromatic, ever-changing.
And how does Scheme cast his spells? Does he do any incantations? Like, what does it look like for him?
Yeah, so for Chaos Bolt, he would have to do something verbal and somatic. So he probably says some sort of arcane mumbo jumbo and waves his hand around Doctor Strange style. Ooga booga.
Boosh! As you see this chaos bolt go rippling past, you see the flicker just kind of bend and shape itself around the magical force.
Actually, is it too late to use some meta magic?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna actually do Seeking Spell. If you make an attack roll for a spell and miss, you can spend 2 sorcery points and re-roll the d20. You must use the new roll.
Go for it.
So I've got 4 sorcery points on deck. I'm gonna use 2 of them to re-roll my Chaos Bolt. My second roll is a much gooder, 17.
17. So as you launch this chaos bolt down, you realize that it is just bending and twisting. And with your raw force of will, you just take the energy and you force it upward, ramming right into the flicker.
Perfect, and that has some good damage too. I rolled a 7 and a 6 for the d8s, and for the d6, that's a 1. So that's a total of 14 damage, and that is going to be, I'll say psychic damage.
Ooh, psychic damage.
That's the way.
As you go and you feel the energy connect, but nothing happens. It does
Nada.
not reciprocate. It is immune to psychic damage.
My alternative was poison, and I feel like if this guy's acidy,
He's
not.
probably not.
Do I roll on my wild magic?
Yes, you do.
That's a 10, so no wild magic this time.
So, with my home rule, I think this is a pretty common one with some DMs, but I like it when wild magic goes off. So normally after you cast a leveled spell, something wild happens, but you have to roll a natural 1 on a d20 for that to happen. For me, it builds up each time. So right now he has to roll a 1 or a 2. After the next leveled spell, it's a 1, 2, or 3, etc., etc. So it will inevitably happen eventually.
Okay, and then for my movement, I'm just gonna back up a bit and try to put some more distance between.
You back up even further back, giving it a solid like 40 feet between you two.
Cool.
Okay, that brings us to Lauren.
Yes, that's me. First off, I do some little maneuvers with my hands, mumbo jumbo, and I cast Fairy Fire on the flicker.
Ooh.
Now, for those that don't know, Fairy Fire, each object within a 20-foot cube gets outlined. Any creature, when the spell is cast, if it fails a dex saving throw, it doesn't shed dim light. So anything in the area sheds dim light unless they save. Now, what this does is any attack roll against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it. So
as you cast this spell, you suddenly can see all the shapes in the tunnel. Those of you who had dark vision can already see some of these shapes, but suddenly the outline of the flicker is pure chaos. As you see the light begin to illuminate it, all these blinding green and yellow lights just flashing and shaking violently around. But it did fail to save. Everybody does have advantage on these attacks.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Ray Frost,
All right, there we go.
and that's 19 to hit.
19 to hit. Okay, you throw that ray of frost down and you finally collide with one of the tentacles. As you see it begin to freeze over, it breaks the tentacle off with no hesitation. Roll for damage though.
So it looks like it damaged this thing.
It damaged the creature, but it immediately
Max
sacrificed the
damage.
tentacle before taking more damage.
Max damage, so 8.
8, very good.
Nice.
Okay, that brings us to the flicker. After having been illuminated by this light, slammed by this attempt at psychic damage, and of course being frozen, it is now going to flick its arms out at you. Right now, the people who are closest is going to be Corliss, and then Lauren, followed by Rorik,
Yeah.
and then Scheme in the back, who took the time to scamper on back there.
Scamper, a full scamper.
Scamper! Now, with the flicker and its multiple arms, it can make multiple attacks.
Oh boy.
Each attack is going to be an attempt to grapple. You are going to receive the bludgeoning, acidic, as well as an attempt to hold on to you. So, first of all, my good friend Corliss, what is your
no.
AC?
Oh no. 18.
18? It is going to slam into you. You feel this tentacle hit into your rib cage as you feel it begin to almost crack your ribs as you take a solid 6 damage.
Ow.
On top of that, you feel the acid seep in through the cracks in your armor, and you're going to take another 6 acid damage.
Jeez.
crap.
Yikes.
Calm
Yes.
down.
Now, I need you to give me either an athletics or an acrobatics check to avoid being grappled by this creature.
Athletics.
Athletics it is.
That's 12.
12. So this creature slams into you. As you try to break out of it, you feel the tentacle wrap around you and just fully tie you in. You luckily still have your arms. You'll be able to cast spells, but you're going to be taking consistent damage.
Oh dear.
Lauren, what is your AC?
As a reaction, I cast Shield, which...
Well, wait
You
to
may
wait to
wanna-
see
Yeah, what is
oh,
your
that's my
AC?
AC is 15.
15?
That's true. I should wait to see what he gets.
So it is going to miss the first one,
Okay.
but it is going to use its final attack to... You're going to want to cast shield.
Okay. So I cast Shield. That brings my AC from 15 to 20.
Yep. So as this
And-
tentacle comes whipping out, you can see it's about to slam into you. You put up your arcane shield and it's able to negate the attack. Now, at this point, it is
I
going
can
to
see
start
some.
backing up, taking Corliss with it.
Hey, don't do that.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, we need him.
How far?
No, stop
How
it.
far?
It backs up about 30 feet.
Oh, bang! These things can move.
The flickers are fast, very fast.
Hey, I
And
need
you
him to
can
read my
tell
compass.
That this is in an instant. It's not that it takes a couple steps, it flicks right back.
Eesh.
That's gonna bring us to Rorik with Corliss on deck.
Awesome. All right. Seeing this thing start moving, I have a movement of 25 feet.
Oof. Short.
Yeah.
Throw the turtle.
I'm not throwing the turtle.
He'll chew through the tentacle. We are great friends.
No, Ethan, the turtle's gonna be your next character.
So, yes, you will ride around on my head. Is there any way that I could light my bullseye lantern and then throw it at the thing?
What's that?
My bullseye lantern? It's essentially a lantern with a small lens at one end. It's all fully enclosed, and then it has a small lens that focuses the light into a beam.
Okay.
Um,
So it's like a ye old flashlight.
It's like, yeah.
that's exactly what
The
it is.
old flash.
But it's got oil in it and everything, and so if I can get it to break on this thing, it can catch fire. Is that a possibility?
It is.
Okay, so how far was I away from it before it moved?
Well, in the back, before it moved, you were maybe 30 feet away. You're
That's
now
like
probably
60 feet.
feet.
I'm gonna move 25 feet up, so I'm only 35 feet away from
Yep.
it. I'm gonna light this thing with my bonus action as I'm going, and then action throw it at this
Perfect.
thing.
That works great for me. Give me an athletics check.
I got a 9.
You got a 9. You throw this lantern with a hope and a prayer. As it goes flying off, you're like, oh, that's short.
And it hits Corliss.
It goes falling down, but you see it breaks on a piece of brick on the ground as it kind of sort of flames outwards, and it just barely sparks on one of the tentacles on the side. You see the flame begin to run up it as it once again severs the arm immediately. Roll a couple d6 for some damage.
Nice.
All right. 6 damage. total.
damage!
Whoa, statistically likely.
I rolled a 1 and a 5.
Perfect statistic.
Is there anything else you can do? You've used your bonus action in your action.
No, because I have to. If the only other things that don't require some kind of action economy would be, it would have to be preceded by a weapon attack. So I can't do anything else.
Just wanted to check. All right, Corliss, you're up. You're embraced. You see one of the tentacles catch fire as it immediately severs the arm.
I will cast Spiritual Weapon,
Ooh.
and
What does your spiritual weapon look like? What shape is it?
a great axe appears, and I'm gonna swing to sever the
Perfect.
right in front of me.
Roll to hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
22.
22. The great axe summons in a bright, brilliant, radiant light as it comes slicing down, freeing you from the tentacle
Yes.
monster.
Oh, nice.
Cash money.
Do I roll
That's a
for
bonus
damage?
action, right?
No, I used it as an action to summon it, but I can use it as a bonus action to hit again.
Okay.
But do I roll? Do you want me to roll for damage on
Sure.
that hit? That is 10 damage.
10 hull damage.
Dang.
And as a bonus action, as I'm backing up 30 feet.
Okay, so you're right back to where you started, pretty much.
Yeah. And I'm going to swing at it again for my bonus action.
Roll to hit, brother.
That's unfortunate. That's an 11.
11. So it's kind of retreated and it's kind of flicking around, so you're
As
unable
they
to
do.
strike it on that second strike.
We should call them something like that.
What? Something like they flick
Flick around her.
or
Yeah.
something.
It's like a whipping motion.
That brings us to
And whipping
Scheme.
back and forth.
Scheme with Lauren on deck.
Okay, I'm gonna walk forward. So I'm gonna go where I'm about 40 feet away, and from there, I'm just gonna send it, guys. Sorry if you get bloated up in.
Oh yeah.
I cast Scorching Ray.
You cast Scorching Ray.
Yes.
That's 3 rays, right?
Yeah, so it's I launch out 3 different rays that I can use to target different or the same individual, each one dealing 2d6 damage. So the first one, I got a 12, so that's one's gonna be a miss. The second one, I got a 13.
Eh, that's a miss.
This sucks. They're not 20.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Okay, so you're sitting there and you're pew, pew, and on the third one, you've had 2 flat misses. Beautiful shot right into the congestion of
Like
all
a
the
like a
different tentacles.
sniper, I like timed my heartbeat, so it was like between my heartbeats.
And you're holding your breath.
Yeah, I'm holding my breath. Anyways, I'm holding down the left trigger to stabilize.
Yeah.
So that's only going to be 10 damage for that nat 20.
Okay, you see that Scorching Gray go flying right into the congestion of all the tentacles as you see flames just erupt around it. As it tries to sever multiple tentacles, trying to free itself from this damage, it is still on fire at this point.
I also rolled for my wild magic, which also did not go up, so it's now up to 3.
Up to
Oh
3.
boy.
All right, Lauren, you're up.
Okay. I'm first off going to cast Toll the Dead on the flicker.
Okay.
I want to see if necrotic damage does
Yeah,
anything.
so I did the same.
And that is not a roll to hit. That hits, it needs to do a wisdom save.
Okay, Wisdom saving throw.
DC 17.
DC 17. It is going to fail that
Good.
save.
And because it's already lost HP, it takes 1d12 of damage. So it takes a whopping 4 damage.
Whoa.
Necrotic damage.
Statistically
And then,
poor.
as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay, perfect. You cast.
And what does that do, real quick?
If I get attacked, that creature has to roll a wisdom save. If they fail, they cannot attack me until after my next turn.
Okay, magnificent. That brings us to the flicker. So it's going to suddenly shift right up in front of you, Corliss. It's
no.
in your face. You can almost touch it with your nose. It is so close. It is going to try to envelop you.
Oh.
This is not a brutal attack. This is a welcome into its tarry embrace.
So it's kind of nice.
It's a little warm.
It just wants a hug.
I was chilly.
I mean, the fire is kind of toasty. Just a little bit.
It is
I
burning.
need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, jeez, I'm not very good at those. Yeah, that's a nat 1.
So seeing this being close to Corliss, I look at him and I use Chronal Shift.
Okay. What does that
So
do?
what that does is, as a reaction, any creature I see within 30 feet, after they roll, I can make them re-roll any ability check, saving throw, or attack, and then they have to use that second roll.
So you're doing that on me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh!
So you feel the time in the
Good thing I'm lucky.
He's like, I was
Try
about to
again.
fail that, and now I still failed.
Oh my
It's okay, it was worth a shot. I tried.
Narratively, this was meant to be.
The flicker shifts up right in front of you, coming in for a warm, tarry, acidic, and burning embrace. You feel your friend try to literally shift time to give you the advantage in the situation, but the fear just shakes you just a little too much. You're unable to react in time as you are enveloped inside these tentacles. Everything goes dark.
No.
You hear a voice inside your head, the same voice as before. Submit to the nightmare. Submit to the dream. Submit to me.
Oof.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Good thing I have advantage on these bad boys. It's a dirty 20, and we'll go with the dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You feel this voice enter your mind, trying to dominate your very being, trying to turn you into a flicker. You take this voice and you shove it out of your mind. As soon as you had entered into that dark void, you return back into the embrace of the flicker, about to take some damage, but your mind is still your own. You're gonna take that 5 acid damage, and then you're going to take 5 bludgeoning damage. You're really hitting those 6, 6, 5, 5.
Yeah. 1-1.
1, double up, baby.
If this was Monopoly, Snake Eyes, you'd be in jail.
Yep.
That brings us
Man.
to good old Rorik with Corliss on deck.
Okay, so is he like halfway enveloped or is he
You can
fully
see
enveloped?
his head and his feet.
I can
Everything
see-
else, like, they're sticking out.
Oh, so it's like grabbed around his middle.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna just run up and slash at it with my longsword.
Perfect. Roll to hit, buddy.
All right. That's a 21.
21, that hits.
All right, so I will attack it, or I will hit it with 1d8 plus 3. 6 damage
6
from just the longsword.
Okay.
I will then also use my Giant's Fire rune, which says, when you hit a creature with an attack using a weapon, you can invoke the rune to summon fiery shackles. The target takes an extra 2d6 fire damage, and it must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained for 1 minute.
Ooh, very cool.
So, it has to make a strength saving throw DC 12.
Oh, it obliterates that.
F it. Still takes 2d6 fire damage, though.
Okay, roll it.
Right.
Get me out of here!
Doriel, light it on fire.
7 damage.
7 damage.
That's fire damage.
With that 2d6 fire damage, it is sufficient to erupt it into flames as you see the tentacles burn away, dropping Corliss onto the ground.
You've done it.
Nice. Wait, so this thing is dead?
It's dead.
Oh, thank God.
Cool.
I run over to Corliss and I start like shaking him. I'm like, Corliss, are you okay?
No.
Thank-
Mostly my pride's been hurt. I've never been inside one of those.
I cast Cure Wounds.
Thank the gods, I thought I would have to talk to somebody else.
Aw.
You get a whopping 8 points.
Hooray!
Anyways, so that happened.
Okay, that was different though. There was something was controlling this, and there's an army of them. And
Yes.
I barely escaped that with my life.
What was that
Thank
voice?
you.
I heard it same as you.
I heard no voice.
There was
We were
a
inside its
voice. There was something telepathically connected controlling this.
It was strong enough to bring us to our knees. It was so powerful.
And this
Cool.
was merely a scout. What were the commands that it was given to come and observe and
It
then
was-
report?
Remind me.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
No, I did speak with Tomlin momentarily. Tomlin was in there. In fact, is there a body?
So as the tentacles finally singe away, all that remains is a partially fleshy skull.
Oh dear, that's sad.
Poor guy.
Like clothes have been just like.
There is nothing else besides there's pieces of flesh
Bits
and
of
even a little
hair
patch of
and-
hair.
Hey, I think I found your buddy.
Yeah.
You don't say.
Scheme, that's a bit insensitive.
Huh?
That's his friend.
Oh, I mean, that's a bummer. Was that better?
Yes, scheme. Very good.
Nailed it.
Okay.
You're learning.
That's okay. He was a good friend and he was a great fighter, but the job's not done. We have more work, and he gave us information that we need to utilize. There was a platoon of Dragon's Cavalry soldiers that went into the Emerald Plains, and they were lost. And when people go into the Emerald Plains, they may never come back. When they return, it could be a different time. They could have aged. Meanwhile, it looked like it had only been an hour since they had left when we saw them go from the wall. He said that there was a lost platoon of Dragon's Cavalry soldiers, and they returned. I knew the voice was familiar. I believe it's to be connected to that Dragon's Cavalry platoon.
I've heard tales of the Emerald Plains being a place of unpredictable chaos.
That's where these come from, so you'd be right.
Even my time magic wouldn't work there like it does here.
I never realized.
We need to speak with the Dragon's Cavalry about this because there's a war coming. A number of my friends are hopefully still alive. General Dek Alik, and then hopefully we will find a Dragar Colescale at the wall, who's the Dragonborn with the sword with the same runes as your compass.
Well, I guess we have a objective in mind.
We do. I know that you're trying to enter into the center of the city.
Yes.
Something tells me we don't want to go there just yet.
That's the entire purpose that I journeyed from the center of the continent, is to find information about ancient artifacts from the city of Hild.
There may not be any artifacts or a city to even learn about if we don't figure what's going on with the flickers.
Who wants to give me a perception check?
I got it. Let's see. It's a 5.
Okay. I'll let one other person here because you're in a similar location.
21.
21?
Nice.
There we go. So as you guys are having this discussion, you feel the ground rumble ever so slightly. Not like an earthquake, but you can tell that something shook just ever so slightly. And then you hear screams above ground.
Oh no.
We need to get back to the
We
surface.
should get to the surface.
The orphans need us.
Oh no! Never mind, we're staying.
Bunker down, the one place where there's no orphans,
I
the
know.
sewers.
It's just the orphans.
Let's tell the orphans there's candy in this.
Ooh, a fantastic idea. Find out what's happening.
We need to recruit the flickers.
Against the
Save us from the orphans.
That's why the wall was built, for the orphans.
We're on the wrong side of the wall! Oh no!
Anyways, you guys start heading back down from the direction you came. As you get closer and closer to the hole, you actually get more and more light. Hooray! As you get out, the sounds get a little bit louder because you're actually entering the entrance to the hole. You can hear it.
Yeah.
You can hear that there's a lot of crashing and screams, with the occasional like clang of a sword, like somebody's fighting something or hitting something.
Just general sword noises.
It's not
bang,
sword
flash,
on
flash.
sword. It's maybe sword on stone.
Does anybody have like a grapple hook or something so we can get ourselves out of here?
out of here? It's a 20-foot
20 feet?
jump.
I'm just gonna try to climb.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
That's a 17.
Yeah, that's sufficient. You kind of grab onto the wall and you scamper on up.
Later, nerds.
Yeah, I kind of want to just start climbing too.
Yeah, give me an athletics check, DC 15.
Dirty 20.
All right. You scamper on up easy. As you look down the street, everyone's running from the center of the city towards, like, you guys. There's something going on down there. Who wants to give me another perception check?
I will do it.
Not
I
me.
will perceive. I got a 9.
Hooray! You kind of, like, look down. You can't see the source of the commotion, but you do see that there's a couple people up there. Looks like they're
Doing
maybe
something.
fighting.
But it looks like it's person on person attacks.
No, it does not.
Let's see what I perceive. Not much.
You there, ogre.
Okay,
Well
you just point at somebody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you call them
They are screaming and they're running. You're gonna have to get their attention.
Is it an orphan?
I'm a thaumaturgy at him.
Okay, you cast thaumaturgy, your voice booms, and you grab someone's attention. They are now more scared of you than whatever was behind them.
You better tell me what's going on up there right now.
Some freaky monster just came out of nowhere. It just erupted out of the ground. It looks like ropes and things.
Okay, we just fought one of these things.
Run!
That's what I'm doing! And he just sprints.
Oh no.
Hey, no, acidy tunnels means more
Like we can just
scorching rays.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can do
All right, y'all ready for flicker round 2?
Yep,
Y'all ready
I
for
book
this?
it.
Okay,
Let's go.
You guys go sprinting down the road, kind of bobbing and weaving through the crowd. As you finally approach, you can tell people have evacuated this area, and you see one little lone guard with a melted sword trying to face this thing down, just with it
Melted
outstretched,
sword.
shaking uncontrollably.
Is it drunk?
It is not drunk. Drunk's at the gate.
Oh yeah.
And
wonder
he's
how he's
very
doing.
drunk.
Drunk's probably drunk.
I turn around and go check on him.
Users, save yourself. Save yourself. Get out of here. We've got
Run!
this.
We'll handle
You don't
this.
have to tell him twice. He's gone.
Should we roll initiative?
You
again,
roll
or
for
just-
initiative.
Oh my.
I like it.
Lauren, what was it?
21.
I got a 60.
Rorik got a dirty 20.
Scheme.
14.
I got a 4.
Live a little.
So,
Do something for yourself.
That brings us to good old Lauren at the top of the pack. Rorik leading up on deck.
I am going to, against my better judgment, attempt to levitate the creature.
Clever.
Okay, is that a Constitution save?
Con save DC 17.
DC 17. It blows that out of the water.
These things are very
However-
constitutional and very strong.
I'm going to use my reaction to chronal shift it.
All right, you chronal shift it, making its time all wonky, and it blows it out of the water even better.
Oh dear.
That's right. All right. In that case, bonus action, I will cast James's Truest True Strike.
James's True Strike. You gain insight into its future movements, giving you advantage on your next attack next turn. So I hate True Strike. True Strike sucks. So I created my own James's True Strike. It allows you to cast True Strike in one of two ways. One, you can cast it as a bonus action to give yourself advantage on an attack roll, or two, you can cast it as a full action, like normal True Strike, to give it to another player to grant somebody else advantage on attack roll. Rorik, you're up.
Oh, I'm sorry. How far am I from it?
As of right now, when you guys approached, I'm going to say you're all 30 feet.
Okay, so I'm going to use my movement to back up. I'm going to get within about 50 feet of it.
Healthy distance. Rorik.
Go get it, buddy.
Yeah. I am going to use Giant's Might as a bonus action. I magically gain the following benefits, which last for 1 minute. If you are smaller than large, you become large along with anything you are wearing.
What the crap?
So I become a 9-foot tall gnome.
I need to know, for aesthetic's sake, does Conrad grow with you?
No, but he's screaming bloody murder.
This little throat.
There's no cheese in here!
For context, Conrad is deathly afraid of heights. So he's
9 feet up now.
He's 9 feet up now, and just like barbarians rage and they scream, Conrad is doing the screaming for me.
But only you can hear it.
What's that mosquito?
It's high-pitched noise.
But yeah, I become large, and I have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. And once on each of my turns, one of my attacks with a weapon or an unarmed strike can deal an extra 1d6 to a target on a hit.
Fantastic.
All right, so I'm now large. I run forward with my sword in hand, and then I attack it with my longsword.
Fantastic. Roll to hit.
That is a 7.
7. You bring the sword down, and it just right out of the way. As your sword plunges into the ground, you see stones shatter and fly up and around.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else I can do.
Okay, that brings us to good old Scheme with the flicker on deck.
So I'm going to start off by using my class ability, Tides of Chaos, which once per long rest, I can just choose to get advantage on a attack, ability check, or saving throw. I also roll on my wild magic table when I use this.
Okay.
So it's 3.
Mhm.
I got a 12, so now it's up to 4. Still no wild magic. I'm then going to attack with Scorching Ray with advantage.
Hey.
So it's a dirty 20. Oh wait, it's just with once.
I believe official rules would have it be just the once, but I say if you're doing it with the spell in specific in mind, you get it on all 3.
Okay, cool. So the first one got a 20, second one got a 21, third one got a 25.
All 3 hit their mark.
Let's go.
Okay, first one 4 damage. Second one, 8 damage, so that's 12. Third one, 7 damage, so that's 19 damage.
19 total?
19 total, and I'm gonna roll on my wild magic, and that's fire damage.
Yep.
Roll on my wild magic table. Not 20, so that's still nothing.
Yeah.
It's up to 5.
5. Oh,
Perfect.
boy.
You see these flames just engulf this creature as it suddenly scampers like crazy, skittling all
Hey, I
over
do
the
that.
place,
Now
almost
that's a
like
proper
it's
scamper.
shifting through space itself, and it begins to run away.
Oh boy.
Hey, get back here.
You see it just and just zipping in a zigzag line down the road towards the center of the city.
Well, we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, or 1 flicker, and also go to the center of the city.
Hey, that's the
As
thing
they
that I
say.
want to do.
That's the thing you wanted to do.
That's your guide. We gotta go.
Let's go!
Follow him.
The flicker is the guide.
Yeah.
Okay, that does bring us to good old Corliss
Is my turn?
with Lauren on deck.
What in the heck?
How far is...
It
Yeah,
moves
so how
fast.
far is it?
It is 80 feet down the road.
Holy!
These things are fast.
All right, I will cast Guiding Bolt
Ooh.
to the range of 120 feet. At the first level, Guiding Bolt, a flash of light streaks toward a creature of your choice within range. On a hit, the target takes 4d6 radiant damage, and the next attack roll made against this target before the end of your next turn has advantage. So,
Roll to hit,
let's
baby.
do this. 19.
19.
Nice.
You summon this beam of light as you kind of predict where it's going to go, and you launch it down the street. You see it arc, illuminating the already noonday cityscape here. As it arcs, you think it's going to miss, almost for a brief second, but because it's moving so fast, it moves into the line of fire, immediately striking it.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll for damage.
Please be good.
That's a lot of damage.
No, it's not that much.
That's not bad.
10 damage.
10 damage. As you see it strike it, you see it erupt in bright, shining, radiant light as it disintegrates.
You did it! Cash
Got
money.
it?
Dog, I don't care what kind of army they got down there. We've got this on lockdown.
I run over to the guard that was attacking it before.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he booked.
So he dipped.
He bailed.
dipped. He's gone.
He dipped when he
His
saw
armor,
how
his
badly we
clothes,
bodied
his
that
underwear.
fool.
Okay, you guys are standing in the city, borderline evacuated at this point.
Can I look around to see if I can find where the flicker came from?
Yeah, go for it.
Investigation?
Yeesh.
Yeah, it's a 12.
12. You kind of look around. It's not too hard to spot, though, because there's an obvious hole just a little further down the road that it was heading towards.
I'm gonna go investigate that hole.
Okay, you go over and investigate the hole. Give me an investigation check.
That's an 11.
11. As you kind of take a look around, you don't see anything, but you feel the familiar burning sense in your nostrils from the acid.
Yeah, that's definitely to the lair.
I pretend to push him in. But it's like one of those dad things where it's like, I push you, but I immediately grab you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, did I get you?
You got me.
But I'm like 2.5 feet tall, so it's like I make no
So
difference.
I just feel a little pressure on my
Yeah.
leg.
I'm like, oh, I was
You just
actually
like
gonna put you
almost
knees
got
buckle
me.
and fall backwards.
I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna pick up a rock,
Okay.
and with my magical tinkering, I'm gonna make it light up, and I'm gonna drop it down so I can see how far it goes.
Okay. It drops and it hits the ground. Just you hear it like hit a stone and then splash in some water.
Okay, so how far is it?
It's
Like,
still the 20
same
feet.
thing, 20 feet. Okay.
So
So it's
this
not
is
a,
just the sewer, right?
It's not an endless hole. It's just a hole to the sewer.
You're still on the main road, and the main sewer follows that road perfectly.
In that case, I do think we need to go to the city center. All sewers converge in the city center.
and just like be like, yo, Gorehand, come fight all these flickers. Like, do we want to like see if the flickers are heading someplace?
Yes. They're most certainly headed towards the city center, but I want to see why.
Well, I mean, I'm not doing anything today.
I'm free.
Yeah.
My mom said it's okay as long as your mom says it's okay.
She has to pick us up though.
Okay, I'll check.
I start. Rorik starts heading. To the center
You
of the
start
city.
heading that way. As you guys kind of journey a little further to it, you see some guards come running up, approaching you. Guards is a loose term, as they aren't wearing matching armor, but you can tell that they're supposed to be, quote, official. They kind of come up and they're like, I heard there was a commotion. What's happening down here?
There's a flicker. We've already taken care of it, but we believe there to be more.
Flicker? In the city? Impossible.
Two of them.
Yeah, go tell that to the guard who's got a melted sword and the dead flicker.
The dead flicker that disintegrated and doesn't exist?
Yeah, it's a pile of dust.
Are you telling the truth here?
Yes.
He kind of eyeballs you and notices the subtle Dragon's Cavalry sigil.
I think I know a flicker when I've seen
This is compelling. Huh. Strange. Anybody die? It doesn't matter. And they're like, well, if it's taken care of, be on your way, citizens.
I believe there was one
don't-
Tomlin who died.
Who's Tomlin?
He was one of the Dragon's
friend.
Cavalry.
it. My friend in the Dragon's Calvary.
Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry.
That's what I said.
Who are you and where can I kill you?
Well, I prefer not to die, and I may have to arrest you for threatening a guardsman.
Guardsman?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, by who's your boss? Is it Gorhand?
The one and only sucker.
Rorik just turns and continues walking towards
Oh,
the
whoa, whoa, whoa! You're guilty by association, bud. You guys are all getting arrested.
We don't recognize any kind of authority from a dictator, especially after I've been protecting
You guys
people
are
for years.
funny.
How many guards
I
are there?
hate this guy.
There's two.
There's 2.
You guys are
Where's the
really
hole?
funny. The hole is like way back. You guys have been walking down the road.
Can
for
I
a
try
bit.
to subtly cast
gonna,
charm person on the other?
Do you have subtle spell?
When I said subtly, I meant like me being subtle.
Okay,
Not subtle
give me a
at all.
stealth check.
Wait.
Sneeze really loud, quick.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna dip into an alley.
You're just once again. You're
just
all
all
guilty
roped
by
together.
association.
They're keeping an eye on each of us.
Scheme. I'm gonna.
I got an at 20 on my stealth. Don't
I'm
worry
mind
about
linking
it.
with
Nice.
you. I want to mind link with you. You can still be.
Okay,
sneaky.
go ahead and mind link, but I'm keeping this nat 20.
All right, yeah, you do it. You take one, and I'll command the other to throw himself down the hole.
Do you have command?
I was just thinking I could charm person the one, make him be BFFs with us, and then he'd be like, oh, don't worry about it, let him pass.
Okay,
Operation me.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, so that's a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. You cast your charm and you feel your influence fall upon him.
Okay, let me roll for wild magic real quick. So I have to get a
5.
So cool, we are still safe.
Okay,
But that
we're
is
up to 6.
Oh,
yikes.
6, yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I charm person him. I'm like, oh my gosh, is that you?
And he like sits there for a second. He's like, "It's you."
That's what I was saying. It's been so long.
I love you, man.
Right back at you, dog. Hey, we're trying to get into the center of the city.
What? Me too.
This stiff is like kind of.
Dude, this guy sucks.
This guy does
Did you know that his dad hired me?
I mean, that's
Wait.
nepotism if he's in the force.
That's what I told him, and I said thanks because I needed the job.
Hey.
Wink.
Nepo baby, let us pass.
And he like looks over like, what is happening? And he's like, I thought you liked me. He's like, I've been lying the entire time. I like this little lizard
This
right
guy
here.
knows what's up.
Yeah. See, you hear that, buddy? The lizard says, I know what's up. You tell me to eat poop.
That's kind of messed up.
How horrible.
It's super messed up. Do you have any idea what poop tastes like? It tastes like Del Bell.
Wait, you've
I'm a taco kind of guy.
Dude,
Yeah, I
taco's
was
the
about to
place.
say I do prefer a little bit of taco.
Everybody prefers taco's the best. Del Bell blows, but we don't have a taco here.
Well, I mean, it seems like you know what you
The
need to
other guy
do.
likes
I'm gonna do what we need to do and keep
Wait.
walking that way.
Well, what do you mean I know what I need to do?
Go petition for a taco.
I don't know how to do that.
It's a franchise. Just like file some paperwork.
Dude, I don't know how to do that.
You are honestly.
I
out of-
just barely got hired as a guard.
out of all the people I know, you are by far the most capable person I've ever met.
You mean that?
Absolutely.
No way.
You are. I believe in you. You've got
That's
this.
it. He takes his sword and he throws it on the ground and he looks at the other guy and says, I quit. I'm gonna go file for paperwork and get a taco in this place.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah, and he just storms off.
Now we don't have our inn.
The other guy's standing there completely confused. No idea what just happened.
Okay, listen, poop eating nepo baby.
I didn't eat poop. He ate poop.
You made him eat poop, and I'm gonna tell
Yeah, it
everybody.
was funny.
I'm gonna tell everybody that you're a nepo baby who makes people eat poop. If you
I'm
don't
not
let
the
us
nepo
through.
baby. He's the nepo baby.
He
My
just told
dad
me.
hired
He
him.
just told me that you're the nepo.
I
baby.
hired my dad.
You had hired your dad. He just told me your dad hired you.
Yeah, exactly. I hired my dad. Dad hired him.
What?
Real quick, while this is all going on and he's distracted arguing, I'm gonna secretly run down the road.
Run.
Well, sneak down the road. I'm gonna alter myself into that guy that just
Oh my gosh. Okay.
This is layers.
layers.
Okay, give me a stealth
upon
check real quick. See if
layers.
you sneak away. I'm gonna give this guy disadvantage.
Gosh dang it.
Okay,
It's
what'd you
a
get?
4.
Okay, this guy is engrossed in this conversation.
Okay.
Like he is so upset right now. You are completely outside of his field of
Did
vision.
you roll on that one?
Yes.
Yes. So I come back as this guy.
You're back?
Well, yeah, I
I'm
forgot.
gonna make you eat so much poop.
Listen here, buddy.
You listen here, buddy. I'm your superior.
I'm sorry I quit.
Gorehand.
Okay? Listen. If I take these guys to jail, will you let me pass and not eat poop?
Give me a persuasion check at
Oh my
disadvantage.
God.
These stupid guards, we're just gonna have to kill them.
I'll just cast sleep.
That's a 6.
6. He looks at you. No way, bud. No way. I'm gonna take you to Gorehand myself.
I cast
Fine.
sleep.
This is just devolving so quick.
Zero control of the situation.
We're rolling so poorly.
Okay, you cast sleep. Okay, how many d8s is it?
5d8s.
Okay, roll 5 d8s. Let's see if you can get enough HP to put him to sleep.
All right, we're rolling. Ooh, I think I nailed it.
Oh.
27.
27. So he's in mid yelling when you just see him like eyelids flicker. He's got his hand up. He's like, Gorhand's gonna fire you. He's like, but that's gonna happen tomorrow. As he kind of like falls to his knees, he's like, yeah, tomorrow. This is nice.
Falls asleep.
And he just like falls asleep.
But guys,
He's
look
just
who
in the
I
middle
am.
of the road.
I can get us in.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
Okay,
go.
let's grab this guy and prop him.
No,
against
just
the
leave
wall or
him.
something.
Just leave him here. You know what? And I pull his pants down.
I'm a member of the Dragon's Cavalry, and it's fine.
Let's go, gents. I will get us in whether it's the last thing I do or not.
Okay, you guys approach the main gates. Out of the entire city, this is the newest and only nice thing you have seen the entire time you've been here. Like Gorehand took leadership and said, wall it off. This is now mine. And it's the only thing that's been constructed. And for the first time in this city, you see a competent guard. As he kind of stands right in the middle of the gate, you see heavy armor, brown and green, and a single great sword on his back. As he looks down at you and says, what are you all doing here? I thought you went to investigate. Who are these strangers?
Well, I was told to bring him here to be interrogated. I gotta take him to the prison. I'm new
For
here.
what purpose? You're new here.
I'm new here. I was hired by...
That is incorrect, Fidgets. I have known you, and you have worked here for many moons at this point.
Right. I mean, new in the grand scheme of things.
History's, the world's been around for a
The
long
world's
time.
been around for a while.
What's your spell save, DC?
17.
17. You are not Fidgets, are you?
I am.
Give me a,
How many more sleeps do you
deception
have?
check at disadvantage, because he has seen through the illusion.
Come on. 2.
It's like, your tricks have not fooled me today, stranger. Who are you, and why have you come to the central city?
A flicker got into the city and we killed it, and now we're here because it was making its way here.
A
And we're
flicker
investigating.
inside of Hero's Hold. This
Two.
is impossible. 2 flickers.
2 flickers.
1 is impossible. 2, never.
And at this point, I just dispel it because he sees it.
So you try to trick me with magic.
Look,
You try to make up stories to elicit fear from me.
we're not making stuff up. If you send anybody down into the sewers in the outer district, the place was covered in flicker slime.
Dude was wrapped up with the acidic tentacle, right?
Yeah,
Does he have burn?
Yeah, you have some burn
stuff?
marks and
I
stuff.
have the scars and the burn marks to prove it.
He grabs your wrist, and him being much taller than you almost pulls you up off the ground as he looks at it.
At least buy me dinner first.
He examines it. And for a brief moment, it seems like he has no idea what he's looking at. And then he finally says, these are flicker burns, but you are former Dragon's Cavalry.
Yeah, and
Your
do you
armor
see
is
how
too
fresh-
damaged to be current.
Yeah.
So why would you do this? Why would you burn yourself? How could you fail?
Why would I burn myself?
There is no chance in any of the heavens for any flicker to enter the city without us knowing.
Why are you convinced of that?
Have you not seen me? Have you not seen any of the people around here? How would we not know this?
Have you been to
We
the
have
sewers?
walls on any side.
You don't have walls below ground. This city is in ruin. The streets are open.
I'm sure you're a fine guard. It seems like you guys run a tight ship around here. Your entire focus has been on this central portion of the city. If you go anywhere outside of this mid or outer city, place sucks, man. I've lived in the desert and this place sucks. There's like crime and all sorts of evildoers. Orphans run rampant.
The orphans are a problem.
Absolutely. So you recognize the fact that there are areas left.
Orphans are everywhere, man.
Yes, but these orphans are ruthless. Send any of your guards out to the outskirts of the city. You'll see that there are places where security is lacking. Go to the sewers near the tavern on the outskirts of the city, and you'll see for yourself acid, just destroyed sewers. Flickers are here.
The man comes down on one knee, and he still towers over you, you small little kobold.
Okay, what the heck?
And he looks you dead in the eyes and he says, "You approach me. You trick me with magic. You make up stories, and now you insult me. Why would I allow you in? You are puny, small. I could kill you."
The smallest snake sometimes has the most powerful bite. Look, I'm just here for a message. I'm not trying to have beef with nobody.
If you want to have some sort of meet with somebody, you have come to the wrong place. I am this close, and he holds his fingers really close together, to simply squashing your head, little lizard.
Try it some other time. Look, if you're right, you captured us, you get like, what, another $20 in your pocket, 20 fantasy bucks in your pocket. Mission accomplished. If you're wrong, and there are flickers in the city threatening the lives of everybody,
You could have done something.
You could have done something. Who's this gonna go back on? Look, if we're right, this could be big for you too. You could be like the guard that like made steps to resolve the issue.
Open the gate.
Open the gate.
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Guidance.
Guidance, baby.
16.
16.
16. He looks at you and he says, "Do you truly think the might of Gorhand could ever be scared of some small little creatures? They are puny in the face of his might. He is the strongest man since Telric the Strong. They are no match for him.
But how strong is Gorhan's mind?
It matters not, for his body is stronger than all."
Can I do an insight check to kind of size this guy up? See
Sure.
if he's higher level than us?
Here, have some guidance. I'm just gonna. That's a cantrip. I'm just gonna guide
Slam
everybody.
it.
Alright. It's an 11.
No, 11.
Womp womp.
You can tell this guy is an experienced combatant and a very talented warrior. But you cannot tell if he's stronger than all of you combined or maybe on the same level.
I want to actually have a better understanding where we're at, because we want to get to the ancient part.
So the ancient part is in the center of the city. You're at the gate that blocks off the inner city from the center of the city. So if you can get right past that gate, you'll be in the center of the city where there's much more ancient stuff. But you're still like a few miles walk from the dead center.
Yeah. Now, I look to my left, I look to my right.
So there's buildings on the left, buildings on the right, but these ones have been repurposed to be primarily like guard houses and stuff like that.
Oh, so I can't even walk the length of the wall.
How tall is the wall?
The wall is about 30 feet high.
Listen, homie, what would it take for you to believe us?
500 gold pieces.
You want money?
It's trash.
I don't even know how much gold I started with.
Hypothetically, if we were to be arrested, would we be taken into the central portion?
You are clever. This is not the case.
Dang it. I was about ready to smack you.
You are funny.
Thank you.
What if we first scout out an area that we then look at the buildings around the wall, check to make sure that there are no people in it?
See if we can get in through.
No guards.
Can you use detect magic on the wall and see if there's a security perimeter?
I can. That's my last first level spot, but that's fine.
I mean, we're going
Okay.
to the center of the city.
Are you going to stealth cast that spell?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna cast it stealthily.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Okay, 17.
17. You kind of turn your back a little bit and whisper the components, and you cast your detect magic. The only magic you feel is a powerful evocation spell coming from his great sword.
His sword is magic. If we were to fight, that would be a problem. We better be cautious.
What's your name?
You finally decide to try and introduce yourselves. Oh, we are being proper people now. He stands back up at long last and he says, "My name is Shepard."
Dork name. Sorry, I have this thing in my throat.
He draws his sword. Roll for initiative.
Oh my god.
Gosh, what have you done?
Oh, this guy's going first.
I'm giving myself advantage.
He got a nat 20.
He did.
I got a 13.
I got 17 twice.
Well, that was fun while it lasted.
I
This
got
whole
a-
campaign.
I got a 21.
Got a 19.
Perfect. You see him draw his sword and focus down on you.
Thus is life.
And he says, I shall vow that you shall be vanquished. You feel a weight come down upon you as you feel his aura.
This dude's a paladin.
As he holds up his sword, you see this power charge through it, glowing gold with power.
I think you got some serious anger issues that you need to work through.
Those are going to be your last words.
I'll say something else before I die.
All right, you're going to get smote.
What did he roll?
He rolled a 27.
Yep, that's gonna barely hit.
Because he had advantage.
Sucks.
Yeah, I don't like him.
You are going to take 18 radiant damage.
Hot dog.
What's your HP?
Total possible 28. So not much.
So he brings his sword down. You feel it slash across your body as you feel the weight of his power just blast through you. As he raises his sword again.
He's a fighter.
No, he's a paladin. Paladin's gonna have multi-attacks. Yeah.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to take an additional 12 damage.
Like that, Scheme is down.
I'll say something else out.
I'm an agent of chaos.
Don't touch me.
Shepard stands up straight and turns to the others, cracks his neck and says, "You have brought this upon yourself, no?"
No.
And that brings us to good old
I
Lauren.
don't like him. He sucks.
All right, I'm gonna first, as an action, just in case, I'm going to put my hand on Scheme and spare the dying.
Stabilize.
So you're stable. No death saves. And then I'm gonna cast Sanctuary because I do not want this guy to beat me up.
Okay, you sanctuary eyes yourself. And that is going to bring us to Rorik
Out of first level spell
with
slots.
Scheme on deck. Wait, no, I got that wrong.
Cordless,
Cordless,
Scheme,
Scheme,
Rorik.
I am going to cast Hold Person.
Please succeed.
I really want to.
Please succeed.
Because I really want this guy to just be, collapsed on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ground,
yeah.
and then we can teabag him. That's all I want.
Halo style.
Does that impose a saving throw from him?
Wisdom save? What's
Yes.
your spell save?
You'll find out after
I
you
kind of
roll.
need to know. 15? Okay. All right. As you go to feel the weight of the pressure come upon him, you feel it succeed.
Whoa, it worked?
Yep.
You're holding him. Yes! That's 10 rounds, dude.
Well, he gets to try to break
Yeah.
it.
I mean, he
can try to break it.
But still, like, that's a full round without him.
Melee
Oh,
attacks or
action.
crits. Anything
And-
else on your turn?
Yes, I'm going to.
Healing word.
Yeah!
Hot
I'm
dog.
gonna healing word you as a bonus action. Bada bing, bada boom. You get a D4 plus my spellcasting modifier, which is 5.
James, what is your ruling for getting somebody up from being
So
So
7.
you
Not
get
to 0.
7 health points.
7.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they do come back up, but to kind of prevent people from simply go down, come up, go down, come up. Whenever you go down to 0 hit points and you are revived using cure wounds or something, you come up with a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so first level says disadvantage on ability checks.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna scamper 30 feet away, and then I'm going to cast Scorching Ray. 3 Scorching Rays with advantage. First one, 18.
18 is not going to hit.
Second
what?
one, 20.
20 is going to hit.
Third one, that's only gonna be 1 to hit.
Okay. Roll that damage.
So that is going to be 11 damage.
Roll.
something a crit?
Uh-oh. My wild magic. So my wild magic, I needed to get a 6 or lower. I rolled a 4.
What happens? First time, what happens?
Let's spin on the wheel and see what happens.
So I'm
potted plant.
I actually have
So-
had that happen to me.
let's flavor this a
Turned
bit.
into
Real
a
quick,
daisy.
let's pause, friends. Scheme, you're lighting up your scorching ray. You see a couple of them miss or simply bounce off the armor, just not making contact. But as you see that final one making contact right through the little creaks in his armor, you see the spirit of Milo right behind him.
Piss off, Milo.
Smiles and says, I get to play too, right?
Milo, this is not the time.
You see the flaming, scorching ray make contact with the armor, but instead of dealing damage, you see it radiate with a pulse of dispel magic.
Oh,
All magic within this little sphere right here, dispelled. So if you had any buffs
no.
going at the moment,
what is that? How wide is
I
this?
believe it's about 30 feet. For this
Oh,
one, it's
jeez.
only going to be the immediate area because it's wild magic, but everything is dispelled.
Does that mean my sanctuary is dispelled?
Milo, we need to have a
Sanctuary
serious.
is dispelled.
We need to have a serious talk after
And
this
you
fight.
just see him tisk, tisk, tisk.
You suck.
As
I
you
don't
see
know
him
about this
fade
guy.
from view.
I hate you, Scheme.
Look, that was fire. You saw that.
Who is this Milo?
Don't worry about it.
So keep in mind, this is something only Scheme sees.
Yeah, but I mean, we heard him
Yeah.
saying Milo, whatever. Yeah.
So you see him kind of like break free, and he's like, oh, you are funny creatures.
Did he still take 11 damage?
He did not.
No, it
What?
just changed.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, he takes the damage, but then it's like the wild magic pulse.
Okay.
That does bring
That
us
is so
to
bad.
good old Rorik.
All right. So I'm within 30 feet of this dude.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to pop my Giant's Might, becoming a large creature. That dude is still kind of looking himself over because he just was like, huh, okay, I'm now free.
Yes.
So I'm gonna run up and I'm going to try and take his sword out of his hand.
Ooh, you're gonna try and yoinkify it?
Yeah,
Give me
nice.
an athletics check.
Okay, and I do get advantage because that is a strength check.
The number you have to beat is 18.
I got a 21.
Hot dog. Hot dog.
You reach down and you pull the sword right out of his hand.
Yes.
I mean, he's just like kind of shocked at the fact that this gnome is just massive immediately.
Two swords! How close was I to him?
I'd say like right by him, 5 feet.
Okay. I am a fighter, so I'm gonna pop my action surge.
All right.
And
Action
I'm going
surge.
to attack him with his sword.
Okay. You whip it around. You have this great sword in your hand. Roll to hit.
Okay. That's not gonna hit.
Okay. You pull the sword out. You whip it around, and you come in to swing, and you just right to the side.
Okay, and then I'm gonna like back away from him.
He gets an attack of opportunity.
But he has no
Okay.
weapon.
He has his fists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not as.
What's your AC?
20.
That's a natural 20.
Oh,
Holy crits!
So
what the F is this guy?
he's very good.
He's about to punch the
So
living
keep in mind,
out of
I do rule crits differently. Crits with how I deal is your max damage. So in this case, with his fists, he's not proficient with it, so it's 1 plus his strength, giving him a crispy little 5 damage. But you double that, so it's going to be 10. He is going to smite. Okay, that's going to be a total of 17 damage.
Jeez.
Wait,
It's a rough opportunity.
so he dealt
attack.
7, or it's 17 for the
10
smite.
plus 7 on
Seven-
this one.
yeah, that's the total.
17
So I
total.
rolled 7 for the smite damage, but the
Okay.
fist was 10. That is going to bring us to Lauren.
I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost on him.
Ooh, okay. Roll to hit, baby.
How close was I to him?
You were not super close, so I'm gonna say maybe 10 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna back up a little bit,
Okay.
just so I'm out of his
Little bit
reach.
of
So I'm
distance.
gonna be like 20, 30 feet away
Yeah,
from
yeah.
him. Cast Ray of Frost. That is a nat 20, baby.
Ooh, let's go!
So many crits.
Yeah.
Everybody's critting today.
So that is max damage. Wait, max damage doubled still?
For spells, it's just max damage.
So it's 8 cold damage.
8 cold damage. Okay, perfect. That does bring us to Scheme, back on deck. And that is gonna put Corliss next.
Okay, with that, I've got very few spell slots left. I'm going to throw a Chaos Bolt at him.
Ooh,
Okay, 17, miss.
17, miss.
Let me roll. If I roll a nat 1, that's another wild magic. Okay, that's it for me. I'm gonna move another 15 feet back, so I'm 45 feet away from him.
Smite.
Okay, perfect.
Wicked smite.
That brings us to Corliss. And Rorik is on deck.
I'm gonna inflict wounds.
I like
Ooh,
that.
Gonna get
Necrotic.
up close.
Attempt to. Because I feel like I already am up close.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna reach out.
Hiya, Dutch.
It is not good.
Would you like to use your fate points?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to describe them and then explain them. First and foremost, as you're reaching out to lay your hand upon Paladin to be able to deal this damage, everything goes slow. Time stops. Everything goes quiet. Your entire background and foreground turns black. It is just you and your target. As you see these gold chains wrapped around your hand to touch him, holding you back. back. You're in a bad situation right now. Scheme has already gone down. You've already fought 2 flickers. You're low on resources at the moment. This fight could go south immediately. You cannot let these chains bind you. As you push forward with your willpower, taking fate, the item and the thing that is holding you back, you begin to bend the chains until they snap, landing your palm firmly onto his armor, inflicting a critical strike.
Yeah, let's go.
Is that max damage?
That's
then?
max damage.
That's 30.
30 damage. You see blood and wounds rip out of him. Would you like to roll on the massive damage?
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Would I?
The massive damage
boy,
table.
would
Go ahead and roll a d10.
Die.
That's a 3.
A 3. You see him just blood erupts out. He stands there frozen for a moment. And then he falls to his knees and collapses unconscious.
He's alive, but he's just
He is
unconscious.
alive.
I run over and teabag him.
Scheme starts teabagging even though he's bloodied and bruised and barely alive.
I stick my hands up in the air. I go, winner! Who's small now?
And you just see him like tongue hanging out.
So what was his like effect on the massive damage table?
It was he falls to 0 hit points but is stable. To explain Fate Points is a custom rule that exists in the world of Liberencia. I don't typically or even at all deal with inspiration. I'm not a huge fan of the rule, so instead, from an old DM friend, my first DM, he had the rule for Fate Points where as players roleplay their characters, I, behind the DM screen, never informing the players, reward Fate Points. Points in which they can cash in at any time on any roll, whether it be a d20 or a damage roll, can cash them in to help enforce what they want the story to be. The Fate Points do not have a capstone. They keep accruing over and over to as many as they can be. Little actions here and there can reward 2 to who knows how many points depending on how well they play their characters or how accurately they play their characters. I am the only one who knows the number. When it comes to Fate Points and you decide to cash them in, you cash them in either all or nothing. Once you use your Fate Points, you've used all of them, but you do accrue more at the end of that very session. And once again, you do not know how many you have. So right here, Corliss realized he was going to fail the roll. He decided to cash in his Fate Points and break the fate of the dice.
Do we want to do anything with him?
Yeah, give me that great sword. I want to decapitate him.
Oh,
Wait, are you being serious?
We're kind of in the
dead
middle of a
serious.
square with a bunch of people around.
There might be a few guards overwatching us right now.
Well, if they are, they probably should get here right quick because this is about to happen.
Hold on.
allow me. So you do give him the
I
sword.
hand him the sword.
And I cast invisibility on his body. So no one sees
Well, how am I supposed to know what I'm swinging at now?
Yeah.
I'll just aim like ready where his neck is, and I'll invisibilize him. And
This is not a good
I don't
idea.
like this. I don't like
hold
this guy
on.
at all.
Scheme is saying it's
hate
not a good
this
idea.
Yeah,
guy
hold on.
So much.
Is he a turd? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But killing him, he seemed like he was a little bit more official of a guard than the other guards we run into. Killing him may result in a harder time doing things moving forward.
He tried to kill you.
Absolutely, but I knew we could kick his trash. And we did. I was in no danger.
I'm on your side, but I really don't think we should kill him.
So you're not on his side?
I mean, what I'm saying is I want to, very badly, but in the interest of
Get me some
what
rope.
we should do, we
Good.
should not kill him.
Good idea.
You won this from him. Do you want this great sword?
Yeah, I take it.
All
Yeah, that's yours.
It is
Let's-
not an attunable.
Tie him up and carry him with us.
I'll just cast levitate as a ritual. Is the gate easily openable?
It is.
I mean, at this point, I've now walked and opened the gate.
Yeah.
Are you gents coming?
Yes, of course.
do it.
That's the entire purpose of
Let's
it.
go. And I'm levitating him. Now, I need to know, are there guards, like, right inside the
He
wall?
was the one guard.
Okay.
I think this is a pretty good stopping point with
I
you
agree.
having entered into the central city.
Indeed.
Do agree.
I'm grateful for everybody listening in. Please be sure to leave a comment, ask us questions. We love to hear from you.
Yeah. Like James was just saying, this is a new podcast still. We're having a lot of fun. We hope that you're having a lot of fun with us. If you do enjoy the podcast and you want to support it, the best thing that you could do for us right now would be to leave a review on whichever website you're using. We want to read through those, see what you guys have to say, see what suggestions you have. Anything would be appreciated.
We actually do have a website already set up. It's still a work in progress, but we have the basics down. If you're wanting to see more about our characters, we have pages for each of our characters where you can see that. On the website, we also have a place for you guys to submit questions because, like what we did at the beginning of this episode, we will try to answer at least one question a week.
What's that website called?
That website, thank you for asking, is called extremeadvantage.com. The first extreme has no first E.
No E's allowed.
At the beginning.
At the
of
beginning.
All other E's, cool.
They're good.
Required.
They're good. Please, if you enjoy this, share it with your friends, your family, your pets, your coworkers, people you meet on the street, your coworkers' pets, the pets you meet on the street. Also, on that website, you can find links to our social media. If it's not there already, it will be very shortly. Feel free to pose any questions you like, and we will do our best to get to them.
Obviously, we have a ton of fun when we get together as friends. We have our D&D sessions. It's a great distraction from anything that might be going on in our lives, and we hope that we're able to provide that for you guys as well. But with that, thank you guys so much for listening in. Hope you had a blast, because we always will, and we're looking forward to sharing this with you. Peace!
Bye.
Deuces.